This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is Pastor Dorothea Wise. I wanted to quickly this, of course, is not Bible study, and I wasn't able to come on this week for Bible study due to work obligations, but I did want to get on and just um, leave this word for you, and I don't intend to be too long. On Sunday, the Lord had me, I preach, I will not change my testimony. In studying, the text was coming from the book of Daniel, and we're talking about Hebrew boys and their unwillingness to compromise to societal norms. And I begin to think, because the Lord spoken to me about that. And the three Hebrew boys, of course, are um, Azariah, um, Meshach, and um, um, I'm thinking about their names, and Abednego. So I want to call their Jewish names. So please forgive me for stumbling in that. But I wanted to really bring out the point, and what the Lord was sharing with me is that, we are living in a time in which the world really does desire to strip us of the giftings and the things that make us unique, I believe, as believers, because they recognize the gifts that God has given to us as a group. And they want the gifts, but they don't want the giver of the gift. And so I just want to say today that we have to be careful that we don't compromise to assimilate into culture so that we are accepted. But and I understand more clearly how important that is, because you know nowadays it is all about fitting in, and God forbid if you go against what society says is acceptable, if you go against the grain. But we have to be different and other. And I've learned just in my life experience that that doesn't necessarily mean, as I was taught, that live a life that we need to be different from other people. So I can be in the world, which I need to be as a light, but not of the world. In other words, I'm not going to lose myself. I'm not going to lose my identity. I'm not going to lose my peace. I'm not going to lose myself to fit in. God really has been speaking to me about to encourage God's people, let's not lose ourselves to fit in. And quite often we see a lot of compromise, but as believers, we should not compromise. And I think for me, that was one of the most powerful things about the text, about the three Hebrew boys, their unwillingness to compromise, even if it cost them their lives. And there is a cost when you don't compromise. And oftentimes the enemy will try to threaten us with things that we might lose. But the thing that we must remember, as they did, is that God is still faithful and that God is still good. And because I believe that He is, even if it looks like I'm losing, or as my daughter says, I'm taking an L, if I choose God above my own self and my own desires, I will always win in the end. And we know that's what happened to the three Hebrew boys. So I'm going to encourage you today. As I said, I didn't get an opportunity to teach on Wednesday night, that we have to be so careful not to let society erase who we are as believers, not to live a life which we are lost and our identity is lost, or who we are, we allow people to take that away from us so that we fit in. The world needs to see some people that stand out, see someone that's different, that's other. Come on, that is what the world needs to see, because they recognize, quite frankly, they see your gifts, they see your differences, and oftentimes they want what you possess. But I think we err in times because once we are noticed and once we're recognized for what we carry, because of our desire to be accepted, to be in the group, to whether it be for fame or platform, for wealth or whatever it might be, we lose ourselves and we lose our identity. I want to encourage you today to not compromise. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose who you are. Because if you recall, when I speak about the three Hebrew boys, and I believe you will find that in Daniel, the third chapter, the thing that is most powerful too is not only did they not change their testimony because of their unwillingness to compromise to societal norms, they made the testify. King Nebuchadnezzar had to glorify the God that they served. He had to recognize that the God they served was a true and living God, a God to be honored and to be respected. So let us take from this today that what we carry on the inside as believers is powerful. It is recognized by those, even though some may not see it, they notice that there is something different about us. Why? Because we carry the glory. So don't let anyone, once they see it, once they recognize it, cause you to make you feel like you have to be low. You have to lose yourself. You have to assimilate to be accepted into the crowd. Let them see the glory. And then if they ask for anything else, do like the three Hebrew boys, refuse to compromise, because in the end, God will get the glory. God bless you. This is Pastor Dorothea Wise.